Hey guys, so I just want to do a quick video today on this new Kickstarter that I'm thinking about backing. So actually, disclosure here, I did back the product. I think it ends in 32 days, as you see here, and so I'm going to decide at the end of the campaign if I'm going to actually fully back it or not. But I wanted to get on the early bird pricing here, and I'll show you some pricing later on in the video. So essentially, what this Kickstarter is it's a plug and play light gun setup for any modern TV. LCDs, OLEDs, plasmas, any TV will work, which is pretty cool because the old light gun technologies would not work with newer LCD or OLED TVs or monitors, not without a different type of connection or a third-party plugin to make it work, which I'll show you that example later on as well. So basically what this is it's a game box that has 4 games built into it: Time Crisis, Point Blank, Steel Gunner, and Steel Gunner 2. Unfortunately, not Time Crisis 2, which I prefer over Time Crisis 1, but you know, it is what it is. So what is it? So I've kind of explained that already of what this product is. And what's cool about this product versus the other products in the market is it has no pieces you need to attach to the TV itself. You can just plug it in and shoot and point at the TV and pull the trigger, and it will see the targets that it's supposed to be seeing, which is pretty cool. And they have different options here. There's a Japanese version and then the global version, which is coming to the United States, which is the one I backed. The Japanese one is only available in Japan. Essentially, the difference is, I believe, the language for the games, and the gun is black with orange, which I actually think is pretty cool. But for gun restriction reasons in the United States, they have to change the color to blue and orange, which it is what it is. So I ended up backing the game premium early bird special, and that pledge down here was that's the basic one, that's the premium one, and that is $134 for the early bird price. Now with that you get the gun, a foot pedal to use in Time Crisis, the game box itself, which has the preloaded games on it, and some little collector's items, a keychain, and that's a collectible pin. That's fine. A power cable, HDMI cable. So I wanted to get the ultimate package, but the early bird sold out really quickly. The only difference between the two systems is one comes with one gun and one comes with 2 guns. I kind of really wanted the 2-gun setup because I do have a son and we love playing these things together. But unfortunately, like I said, the early bird special was sold out, and I did not feel like paying the full price of this. Like I said, the early bird for this product was, let's see if we can find it down here. Here we go. This is how much I paid, sorry, is the $118. I got the early bird price. The early bird price for the dual was $172. I felt that was a good price for 2 guns, but unfortunately I did not get that in on time. So this is going pretty well. There are some hesitations I have for this, and that is that it's a unknown company on Kickstarter. They did fully fund it already. It's already been funded, and they have put out a new update saying that they've started production of the product and they'll be showing it off at a gaming convention shortly over in Japan. And so I'm going to be keeping an eye on that, making sure that everything's progressing properly for them. But one of the downsides to it is that all they have is these 4 games. And they already come out saying that it is not going to be compatible with emulators or ROMs. So you can't add your own stuff to it, which kind of stinks, in my opinion. Because in these type of game systems, you'd want to add Time Crisis 2 or Area 51 or things like that to the console. but they're blocking it. This is probably for legal reasons because they don't want ROMs and stuff getting out there and then them complicit to emulation and illegal ROM dumps. Again, I get it, especially with the way Nintendo goes after everybody. But it's really a hindrance to me, where we only have these 4 games in the system. So if that's a really deterrent to you, I understand. And I'm second guessing myself too in this. But it is an all-in-one package. You plug it in, you start it, you shoot the TV, we're good to go. Now, there is an alternative to this. It's more expensive, as all things are, that are better. But I think it's the better option. But if you're looking for a plug-and-play system, this is the best bet to go with right now, because there's no additional setup required. Now, the other option, give me a second here. Issues with doing things live is that you have to adapt on the fly. Sorry. So the other option here is the Retroshooter Pandora box. Now, these have been around for a little while now, and what this is this particular one is $275. So it's about $150 more that I have to pay out of pocket to get this device. But how this works is you get 2 guns as opposed to 1. You get a box that has preloaded games very similar to the one that the other system is selling. But these guns, you have to attach these 4 sensors to your TV that goes into the 4 corners of your TV. That's like the calibration setup. That's how the camera and the gun sees where it's supposed to be pointing to on the screen is these. So there is more setup and more devices need to be stuck to your TV, which kind of stinks. And then you have this breakout box, the power adapter, and then 2 pedals. Now, what a lot of people do, because the games that came on this system aren't great. They're almost shareware games. This Retro Shooter company, I don't know if they developed them. They probably hired a third party to develop those games for them. They're very basic games, nothing crazy. I think there's a cowboy one. It's very, very basic games that you'd see in like a very cheap arcade. Not even the level of Area 51 or Revolution X. We're talking very low here. And so they have those games preloaded. Now, this company used to sell a light gun system that actually it was very similar to the setup, but the box came with a whole bunch of games, essentially illegal ROMs, and they were selling them that way on Amazon and on their own site. It was basically with those types of retro systems you'd get from AliExpress or Amazon, preloaded with 20,000 ROMs or whatever. These would come with preloaded light gun games, and so then I believe it was SNK sent them a cease and desist order for this and said they can't do it anymore because of the legal reasons of ROMs. So they kind of got in trouble there. So they had to kind of stop production. They peeled back and they needed to rethink their strategy. So what they did then is that they stopped production. They stopped shipping them out. And then they came up with this new idea of just sending out the box without any ROMs on it and then putting their own lesser so games onto it. And also to appease the courts and the people that could possibly sue them, they updated the firmware and prevents you from putting your own ROMs on the system as well, which, again, sucks. But what is very cool with this system is that you don't need this box. All you need is this box. And essentially the guns, the pedals, they plug in, and the sensors, they plug into this box. And then you take your cable and plug it into this box. And then this box goes to your TV. You can take this middleman out. and just connect this box to any PC, a Raspberry Pi, any small device like that, and load your own emulators and ROMs onto it, and it just works. The system sees it as a mouse input. You still have to calibrate with the sensors, but you can play any game you want. You can play Super Scope games. You can play Duck Hunt from the NES. You could play Area 51, Revolution X, the Jurassic Park games, any arcade shooter you can think of. Time Crisis 1 and 2, you have the pedals right there. They will work. And there is plenty of videos on YouTube if you look up these guns, these Reaper Pro guns, of people showing how it works and how it works with their own setup, as opposed to this built-in box or this pack-in box here that comes with it. And the guns supposedly are really good. They have recoil. They do have different levels of intensity. They do recoil, which is pretty cool. But again, it is a little bit more money and there's a little bit more setup to it. But if you want to put the effort in, to me, this is the better option to go with than this option. I love that the fact that this is plug and play. I love that you could just give this as a gift to somebody who's really into retro shooters, and they would be able to play shooting games. But the issue that I have is that they locked it down. You can play Time Crisis. Great. One player mode only. Why? This isn't a limitation to, I only got the one gun in my version. No, this is a limitation of they literally just got the one player mode. I don't know why. If they're giving you two guns to shoot with, why do we not have two player mode in Time Crisis 1? The arcade, I believe, was two players. So that's one flag. Point Blank is two player supported, so we know the system can handle two player supported. And I mean, Point Blank is fine. I think I played it a few times in the arcade. It's nothing crazy. Time Crisis is the bigger one. And then you have Steel Gunners and also two player support. I don't know if I ever played Steel Gunners. I'm sure I had it at one point. But these are it. These are the only 4 games they're releasing. They're not releasing, there's not going to be an SD card slot, I don't believe, that you can plug your own games into it. And they've already stated that they're not allowing third parties to put their own games on here, which is a real issue to me. Now, is the possibility there that somebody's going to jailbreak this thing and figure out how to hack it and put your own ROMs on there? Yeah. I think the odds are very high. I think they're going to figure out the custom firmware on this box, and we're going to put our own ROMs on here. It's very possible, too, that this box here is very similar to this type of box. Now, like I said, they did put this company put their own firmware on there to block emulations and ROMs. And as of right now, I don't believe it's been hacked. Now, whether that because there's not a lot of people with this system yet that they really want to hack it, or if the option is like, well, why spend the time to hack this if you can really just plug in a Raspberry Pi and skip the middleman? I think that's probably more the reason, because I've also heard that this box, while it's convenient, is not very strong. It's a very weak processor chip. It can do the basic games, but anything too high impact, it can't do it. You start getting frame drops. There's some hitches. I don't know if it overheats or not, but so to me, again, I did back this. I got in at the early bird special down here at $118 plus shipping, right? Which is also funny down here. AC adapters required, not included. What? Why? The power cable is included, but the AC adapter is not. So I'm not quite sure what that means. Is it saying that they're giving you a USB-C cable and they're not giving you a brick? I mean, what are we doing here, people? This isn't a cell phone. I understand everybody has bricks like that, but come on, it's don't be that cheap that you can't give us a brick, right? But anyways, so I am at $118. I'm back and forth with actually completing the order or not. I have about a month left to make the decision, and I'm gonna keep my eye on this product because I really do want to know if people are interested in this product itself, if they're going to be backing it, if they're going to be hacking it, if they're going to be trying to figure a way out to circumvent their security, or do I save the $118 and invest a little bit more into this series? Now, the other thing with this series as well is they have these two guns, right? That's pretty cool guns. They have some good recoils and everything. But they also, let's see if we can find it here in the shop. They have this guy, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty sweet gun. It almost looks like a airsoft gun to me, but you can play this with any PC shooting games you can too. So this is a pretty cool gun, and this will work just the same as the other retro guns do with any other light gun. So it's a little pricey. Obviously, it's the same price as the whole system setup, but it is pretty cool. So they have other guns on this site as well. These are the new improved. The Reaper Pros are the new improved ones. These are the original guns that they had. They're a little bit cheaper, but they're also cheaper. These would be the guns you'd want to get, or I'd be wanting to get for that price. So, like I said, I think I'm leaning towards these. I think this is a better buy overall because I can use my own equipment in my own games that I want to play on my TV. If I want to play Area 51, Revolution X, Time Crisis 1 and 2, I can do that with this system. This one, I'm locked down to Steel Gunners, point blank, in Time Crisis 1, one player only. Though I do like this gun setup because you don't have to have those sensors plugged into my TV. I can just point and click, which is really cool. If I could mix and match this system, if I could have this setup with these guns, that'd be great. Oh, and they've also come out saying that these guns are not going to be able to be plugged into a computer. There's not going to be a breakout box like this system is. This one is only compatible with their box. So for $150 more, I think this is the way to go. A little bit more setup on my end. I have to download the emulators and find the games I can play. But I've done it before. It's not that hard of a thing to do, and you can find videos all over the place on the internet too of how to do it. They also work with Technoparrot, which Technoparrot is an emulator that handles the newer arcade games, like the new Jurassic Park and I believe the new Godzilla and the Luigi's Mansion. All those heavier arcade games that are out right now. Technoparrot is the emulator for that. I know there's a little bit of a legal gray area right now going on with them and them having issues with Retrobat, but I'm sure that those will get hammered out. But yeah, no, I just want to make a quick video on these two systems here and bring an alert to them. If you're in the market for light gun games and light gun shooters, these are your two best bets right now: the RS Reaper Pro 2-gun setup and the game plug and play. You still got 30 days left, so if you just want a system that you can plug into the TV, point the gun at, and go to town, this is your best bet. If you want a game setup that's a little bit more intense, a little bit more in depth, but you have the freedom to play almost any game you want, that's a light gun game, this is the best bet here. So you just have to make that decision of what you want to do. Again, money price points are also a factor, but I feel for the $150 more, I think this is the way I'm going to go. So that is all I have for today on this. I'm going to be doing some more reviews and in-depth dives in other systems and setups later on. This is just my first one. I'm doing it live too. I'm not cutting or editing. This is it. So if you guys want to let me or tell me in the comments below how I did, what you think, if you guys are going to be getting one of these systems, or if you have any questions about them, I'll answer them in the comments. Until next time, guys, take it easy.